Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We do have live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be ToxLonely versus iEatJello here on Shattered Temple, apparently, is the map of choice that I picked, apparently, for my tournament. But that's okay. This is a good map. Shattered Temple, now, you can play either the Blizzard version or the MLG version. Essentially the same thing. The only difference now is the supply depots on the low ground right outside the main is the only difference these days between those two maps. So because you cannot spawn in close positions on the Blizzard version anymore either. And yeah, so good stuff there. iEatJello is going to be our green Zerg down here at the 6 o'clock position. Here at the 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock position, it is ToxLonely, and guess what? He is pink Zerg. So there's the good luck, have fun friend from iEatJello. iEatJello, tons of fun. We haven't seen him in a while. I think the last time we saw him play was like in July or something. But he is a nice guy, and he's a fairly good player. I'm surprised that he's silver right now. It kind of makes me a little worried. It seems like he might be smurfing or something, but but it looks as though Nick Schrick trying to tell me something. I should definitely put you into getting your side up. It helps a ton. Yeah, I should. He's right. You're correct. You're right. I'm sorry. Alright, so Lonely is going to be working on sending off this Overlord, gathering a little bit of intel. But good. And here comes the drone scout from iEatJello. Let's check in on the units tab. Notice that Tox already picking up a slight lead there economically. Does not have a gas quite yet. Does not even have his spawning pool down quite yet. And Tox saying hatch first, eh? I don't know. We'll see. You're not going for... Oh, he is. Wow, Tox going to go for hatch first here. Tox going for hatch first. We should see his spawning pool right behind. Doesn't want to get too far out of position there. His spawning pool gone down for iEatJello, as well as an extractor, so he is definitely going to be getting a jump on his opponent for the speedlings here for just a moment. Tox getting his extractor here very quickly, though. Units tab going to show that it is even Steven so far on the harvester count. Not bad. Not bad, but Tox with that extra hatchery could be dangerous here for iEatJello. He's got to be careful and needs to make sure and do a decent amount of damage as he moves forward here. If he is going to rush those lings over to his opponent's base, got to make sure and do the damage necessary to have made that worth it. Oh, look at this. iEatJello is going to go for his expand as well. Tox got his spawning pool finally gone the way. It looks to be about 50% complete. Are we going to see some lings from iEatJello, though? That's the question. I don't see any quite yet on the production tab. Interesting. And iEatJello, though, doing a lot of scouting here. Finding out what's going on. Tox is going to have this hatchery complete. Looks like this hero drone going to try and take it down for his master, iEatJello. Is he going to be able to do so, though? That is the question. Probably not. Oh, you guys know what you need to do is check out iEatJello's. Now I remember iEatJello. He is the one who played a GM in round number 2 or something. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he played him. It was phenomenal stuff. Anyway, look at this. A spine crawler gone down for Jello. And Lonely going to pull 5 drones to do that and cancel. But is he going to get the kill on the drone? No, he does not. Jello scooting out of the way there just in time. Not a bad deal. That is for sure. Here comes some lings. Looks like these lings are going to be able to clean up iEatJello's scouting drone. In the meantime, we do have a drone transfer rather for iEatJello, as well as a goodly amount of Zerglings out on the field here for him as well. Units tab shows 19 drones to 18 drones, slightly favored ToxLonely at this point, but not much. Nobody out of this matchup quite yet. However, we do have iEatJello cruising out across the map with... Is he going to bring the rest of these lings? No, apparently not. That's okay, but this queen should be here in relatively good enough time to deal with that. Looks like she was getting out of position there for just a moment. There we go. She's cool. Cool. Spine crawler on the way as well here for Tox. Plenty of static D, but here come the rest of those lings. Is it going to be enough to do the damage necessary to make it worth it here? Oh, don't attack the hatchery. Attack the queen would be a better bet there. But trying to cruise up here to the high ground. I don't know. I just don't know if this is the right move here for iEatJello. He's trying to get a little bit of work done here, but it's going to be difficult moving forward, especially now that the Spine Crawler is on the field. Trying to get the snipe on that queen, not going to happen. Tox now in phenomenal shape. He does have his Banelings on the way here. The first round of Banelings rather. Cruising. We do have that Baneling nest here completed. I didn't notice the timing on that, but we'll check. Maybe we can check afterwards. But a lot of Banelings now going to be on the field here for Tox. He's probably going to start streaming Lings out across the map. Notice that his positioning of the Overlords here is phenomenal. He sees just about everything headed his way. Great map control right now from Tox. And Units tab going to show that he is now picking up a significant economic lead, leaving iEatJello in the dust in many respects right now economically. And moving forward could be difficult for iEatJello. He does have this one Spine Crawler here. But other than that, he just doesn't have much by way of defense. He needs to start getting out some roaches now that the Banelings are out on the field. Either that or go for Banelings himself, and it could be Baneling Ling Wars. Those are always fun to watch. But he is working on his speed here very, very late. So, I mean, a couple things for iEatJello to consider in the future. But when you do see those Banelings, a good thing to do is go ahead and go for some roaches. Roaches tend to be fairly effective against those Banelings, as long as you get enough Ling support. So Ling Roach against Baneling Ling, it's not a bad play. But right now he's just massing up these Lings here. Is that going to be enough though? That's the question. And in the meantime though, Tox gearing up for a phenomenal play here. He's got plenty of static defense. He's going to be getting a Spire out on the field. And so probably going to see some Mutalisks here in just a bit. But we do have Jello cruising out across the map with a bunch of Lings. Unfortunately, they are being scouted very, very quickly because of Tox's Overlord placement. Got to love that. Always have good map control in your ZvZs, guys. It comes in absolutely key. And we do have some Banelings at the ready here. iEatJello gonna get busted! Oh, wow. And Tox now in phenomenal shape. Banelings obliterating all of those forces there for iEatJello. Jello now going to have to fall back to a defensive position. Does have an Evo Chamber on the way, another Spine Crawler, double Evo Chambers actually. But the trouble is for him now is if you just check that Units tab, Tox in such phenomenal shape. Economically, he can just re-macro an army quickly now. And it looks like he is going to come in here with a bunch of Lings, but evacuate fairly quickly. Unable to make that happen there. Tox going to have to back out for just a bit. Not a bad deal, though. Looks like he is going to know exactly what he's up against. Probably going to wait for his Spire to complete here. Now, he is mining gas from all four of his extractors at this point. But here comes another attack from iEatJello. Is he going to push in here with this force? Could be interesting. Tox doesn't have tons of Banelings on the field right now. So he could potentially do a decent amount of damage here. Here comes the Baneling. There's only one, though. I think smart there for iEatJello to back out. I mean, unless that Baneling blast went off like really poorly, then that could have been really, really good for ToxLonely there to continue that attack. So smart move there from iEatJello. It looks like he is going to be gearing up for hopefully a little bit more on his economy. He's starting to pick it up. He's up to 40 now, but Tox at 53, taking a third here for Tox as well in kind of a hidden location. But all in all, I mean, this is definitely going in favor of Tox at this point. Seems to be pretty decent. Look at this, a hatch going down right next to the destructible rocks here. Going to probably go ahead and start mining the gold for just a little bit, but not a bad spot for a macro hatch when it comes down to it either. So interesting play, but we do have Tox's Mutas cruising in here now. Looks like they're going to start picking up kills. They just picked off the queen and now going to be working on those drones. Here comes another queen to sacrifice herself. Oh, this is not looking good for Jello. Queen going to go down very, very quickly, and down go the Overlords as well. Not supply blocking Jello at this point, but definitely taking a big loss here. A lot of drones going down. Oh my goodness, Tox probably going to be able to take down the win here off of this push. Did get some Spore Crawlers up here for defense, but these guys need to get back to their safe position here over at this base. Going to be a little bit more useful, but these guys cruising in here now. Looks like this is probably going to be GG, guys. Nice play there from Tox. Jello doing a phenomenal job trying to stay in there as long as he did. And all in all, I think a great play. Just got to work on a couple things on the macro side of the coin there, as well as knowing what your counters are. I think Roaches really would have helped him earlier in this game, and then knowing about these Mutalisks beforehand, so good scouting would really, really be helpful. But, ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful play from Tox. We've seen so much great things from him lately. Taking out a GM in our last tournament on Saturday. We do have that video up on YouTube, by the way. youtube.com/NACSC2. Go down just a little ways. I think it's like 6 down or something, but there's a couple videos from Tox that you'll want to watch in there as well. Good stuff from him. But it looks as though this one's over. We're just waiting now, I think, for Jello to give us the GG at this point. Spawning pool gone. Jello in absolutely dire straits at this point. We do have a bunch of lings here for Tox. A couple banelings here for defense, but that doesn't need anything at this point. But I do like that Jello is going for this gold. Trying to get that done as quickly as possible. If anything can get him back into this matchup, it will be that. But he has definitely got a long road to hoe, especially against ToxLonely. So very strong is ToxLonely these days. Especially actually in his Zerg vs. Zerg. He's really got some good ZvZ stuff going for him. He learned from one of the best. He learned, well, not only from him, but he did take a couple tips from Swift. If you guys remember Swift. Swift, one of my favorite Zerg vs. Zerg players in the entire world. He is so crazy trained, man. Got to love it. But here comes Tox back in with these mutas. Going to be able to do a lot of damage. Muta's getting into position. Looks like there's not quite enough defense here, even with those spore crawlers. And Tox going to be maxed out here in just a bit. Let's see what he is massing. What is it going to be? So far it is drones. Units tab going to show 75 drones right now for Tox. That's kind of a critical number there. Doesn't need to drone up anymore, that's for sure. Does need to start getting out some serious, looks like he's going upgrades here, but he needs to get out some fighting units. Looks like he's just going to be sticking with, I'm guessing, these Mutalisks for just a little while. But on his side of the map, there is just about expansions at will at this point. Only thing blocking him has been rocks at this point. Going to take out all these buildings here for iEatJello. And iEatJello doing pretty good, though, mining this gold here fairly well. A couple spore crawlers still on the field. Yeah, Duh out on the live stream says, I'm 100% sure he could have won by now. I agree. I think Tox could probably just put this one to rest at this point. He does have a lot of lings, and just these lings, I think, could take it down at this point. But push in with everything he got type deal, and it is GG. But here he goes. Looks like he is maxed out now, and off he goes to the races. He's going to add some roaches as well as some investors to that in just a moment. I hear banelings. That's a lot of banelings. And that's a pretty substantial force here from Tox. He is going to be moving in just a moment, and that is going to be game, ladies and gentlemen. Yikes. Good looking force. Where's he going to hit first? The gold. Alright, infested Terrans everywhere are going to start taking down the static defense here. And then here comes the rest of the army, I assume, from Tox to take down the rest. But nice play so far from both of these players. It was tons and tons of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming out. Any moment we will see a GG. That has been a great game. There goes the GG from Jello. Got to love it. But we'll see you guys next time, so don't alt-tab. Always alt-Starcraft. We'll see you in our next match.